Welcome back to the Everything Sparkle Show. I have a beautiful present that I have not opened yet because I'm waiting. So this is from Desiree and
Dani.
Okay. I was like, because I saw it, but I saw like a jet. What was that? The Desi? She goes by Desi? That is so cute. I love it. Oh my gosh. She's watching. Hi, Desi. I love that. That is super cute. Okay, let me see what I got here.
She's going to be so excited. She loves to hear her name.
Be a lioness. I am. You totally knew that was me, Desi.
And those socks are for her her first annual Seats and Feet drive that she's doing for the special ed kids in Clovis.
Oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And then we got
my second of 3 books that I did, but
gosh.
this particular book is where the Fierce Girl model derives from.
That's
amazing. Talks about Desiree in that book. And so Desiree and I signed it on the inside for you as well.
You guys, oh my gosh. See, that's, if you want to come on my show, bring me a gift.
Well, there you go.
And you find a bit of inspiration in our story. We hope to reach the hearts of our readers. Remember, always first you learn, then you remove the L. Okay, you're going to explain
learn,
what
then you earn.
Oh, this is so beautiful. I love this.
And she signed it for you on the back.
Put this up. And I'll read this privately.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's a key.
Gotta have it.
Dani key. Oh,
It's a bottle opener too.
I love these. This is like reminds me of The Secret Garden, my favorite book. As I had these old fashioned keys. I was just telling someone the other day how much I love like that is so thank you. Oh my gosh. Okay, so tell us your story, Dani.
Well, my story started with a couple years ago. Well, it started when they were born, but a couple years ago, my daughter Desiree, who will be 18 in October, started walking, and she always would put a piece of paper on her head. Well, of course, because she didn't have good balance, it would fall off. But I would catch her all the time in my heels, and because she doesn't have very good balance, I'm always like, no, don't do that. And one day I had a friend who's a photographer, and I can't even, we were talking about this the other day. I don't know how we met, actually. I don't remember how we met, but she was like, let me take some photos of Desiree. And the reason she did that is because Desiree has been bullied and picked on because of her disabilities. We, kind of were shunned out because I had a couple people, her teacher, an aunt, that kept saying, you need to put her in modeling, you need to put her in modeling. Well, when I reached out to 13 different companies, all the response came back the same. Either it was because she couldn't focus, she was a liability because of her balance issues, or because she couldn't talk.
How old was she when you discovered she had special needs?
Almost 3. She was like 2.5 roughly. And I never forget that doctor. He told me she would never walk or talk, and he was wrong.
That's incredible.
But I have 3. I don't just have Desiree. Desiree is one. She's my middle child, but I have 3 special needs children, all teenagers.
Oh wow!
Yes, and they actually all do something vastly different.
And they each have a different
diagnosis.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Drew, my oldest. He will be 20 in September. He has Asperger's mixed with Prader-Willis syndrome. And for those that don't know what that is, it's where you eat all the time, where you never feel full. Your body and your mind just won't stop. Mm-hmm. So yes, my son is about 6'5" and about 375. Yeah, with size 15 shoes.
Wow.
He's a big kid.
Oh, lovely picture.
Yes. And then, of course, we have our Desiree, aka the Fierce Girl model, who has cerebral palsy, pica, and that's where you want to taste everything and random things. She's also on the spectrum with autism, and she recently got diagnosed with PCOS.
Which is?
Polycystic ovarian syndrome. And basically what that means is the hormones in her body are off. And so, where you see women who sometimes grow extra facial hairs and are a little more hairy, than they have their tendencies to be more aggressive. And most women with PCOS can't produce children.
So are these all your biological children?
They are.
With the same
Yep.
man?
And I get asked that too all the time.
Yeah, I know, probably.
Yep.
What was and I'm sure people ask you this, and this might seem insensitive, but this is
No,
all that
ask.
information. Do people ask you sometimes, why did you keep having children if they were all special needs? And then what's your response to that?
You know what? Nobody has ever asked me that.
Really? I don't even know.
No, it's okay. Nobody has ever actually asked me that. But it's probably a good thing, because I would probably say the same reason everybody keeps having kids, you know. It just happens that way. We didn't plan for any of the special needs. It just came along that way.
And it's all different, which is odd.
Yeah.
Isn't that rare? I mean, statistically,
It is.
you've heard that. That's pretty rare, right?
It is rare, and it's rare to have them. And actually, my ex-husband and I actually went through genetic testing to figure out where all this came from, and we couldn't find it on either side. So I just said it just was meant to be for me. And in fact, the disabilities of our 3 children, alongside of his cheating, was the reason why, one of the reasons that he left, because he wasn't able to deal with that.
I would imagine that's challenging. But you're dealing with it the most. I mean, they're with you the most.
Yeah.
And you have such a great spirit and personality. So tell us a little bit about that. How do you get that energy and that spirit and that?
You know, I finally had to come to a place, and that's where my Dani Keys coaching comes from, is because I started, you know, helping other moms that were going through similar and non-similar challenges with dealing with children with disabilities, that I kept like spending a lot of time. But, you know, as I say, you know, I'm a coach, not a charity. And I say that because you have to be a little mindful of the time commitment that people, not just me, but people in general, are spending giving you advice. And, you know, when, in fact, I would put something out there about an event or a workshop, you would get 0 response. And so it started baffling me. And so I was like, what in the world is going on? And so I just started, you know, finding the niche, putting it forward, and along came that, you know, Desiree and the Fierce Girl was never separated. I was always able to keep doing whatever I was doing with the other moms and with my children, because at the end of the day, they're always first.
Right.
And so people always say, but you do this, or are you that? And my answer is always the same. I'm the mom first. Then I'm an agent. Then, you know, then you go through the list of all you could do. But
so explain to us a little about your coaching, and then if people want that, where they can go to find that.
Well, I want to go back to your original question is how do I find that happy place? You don't necessarily find it, you create it.
I like that.
Yeah. You know, I too could get up every day and be like, woe is me, and this is, you know, my life. And don't get me wrong, it's not
Some days are like that,
rainbows.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's challenging. But I have the decision to make whether I define it as detrimental, or am I just going to go with the flow and say, hey, you know what, this is what it is, and I'm just going to be happy with what I have, because, you know, I've buried a 6-month-old son when I was 19. And, you know, having been through that, I feel like it prepared me a little bit for the simple fact that I can appreciate life. And so you know, it's always a finding your the right perspective for someone. And that's kind of where the coaching comes in, because some people say, well, yes, I'm a single parent. Well, you're not, because you're married. You just feel like you're single parenting. But then they hear a story like mine, who in fact doesn't have the help of the father, you know, all their life. And
At all? Is he around?
no.
Really?
Him and his family are all here in our local area, whereas my family is not. I have my dad, and that's it.
And so they're not supportive at all?
No.
They don't see their children?
Nope.
When did this happen? I mean, was it
Most of their whole life.
The youngest was like pretty young.
I think they saw their dad twice, maybe last year.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
No, and that's why I said don't be, because
Well, for that, I mean,
it is, and it has its own challenges for the children.
right.
You know, every child wants their dad.
Right.
And when a man can go, you know, help someone else's children,
And not.
it makes, you know, his own feel some type of way.
Yeah, I would too.
But you just have to find that, you know, happy place for yourself. I try to every day, you know, encourage, you know, myself, my kids. I don't let society, you know, any longer. I used to. And that's another reason where the coaching comes from, because many times when you go out into the public with special needs children, and for instance, Desiree, who is, you know, mainly nonverbal, she screeches sometimes, she does flappy hand movements. She's just full of, Desiree is like a ball of fire.
Oh my gosh. Do we have any
She's
video
live.
of her? Or we have the pictures, but that's... If we follow you on Facebook and Instagram...
The Fierce Girl model, or yeah, you can
we get
follow
videos.
her. The Fierce, yep, she's all over.
Oh, we can follow her. Oh, I'm going to follow her.
Yep,
That's
there
amazing.
she
So
is.
let's all follow the Fierce Girl model. I love
Yeah.
that. Okay, so we'll see some video.
Yep, and so
You'll have to come back and bring her for a whole other time. We'll do that. because we
She
wanna-
loves the spotlight. She does, and she's the reason why I actually just started learning photography, and she will literally, like, sometimes she won't listen to me about, like, when you tell her, okay, sit there to do the, no, but when the photographer says, okay, pose like this, she's already ready. She's like,
That's her thing. That's her niche. Wow.
yeah, but it's an expensive niche, and so me, you know, always trying to find that, you know, little way to help budget. I started learning, you know, so I can do, you know, her photos, you know, myself. But then other moms, I felt like, oh my God, it's another thing. Like, I can help the other moms, you know, with special needs.
Especially all that you're
Yeah.
learning. So the coaching, if we want to get coaching, is it just for parents with special needs kids mainly, or parents everywhere?
I am a mom's coach.
Okay, so you coach moms, any mom.
Yep,
And so we have your information.
you do.
What is the focus, and how many times do they meet with you? Is it a group thing? Is it individual?
Well, I have a couple. I have one-on-ones, and the reason why mine is a little different, because I do mine at the comfort of their pace, which is for special needs moms especially. It's hard sometimes to get out and take your kids and go to a counseling, but I know that we need it still. And so in that mentoring aspect, you know, I do it via Skype, via FaceTime, you know, online, so they don't have to leave the comfort of their home. So it can legitly be, you know, an hour. It could be 15 minutes one time because she was having, you know, a meltdown that was happening. You just have to kind of be flexible. You know, I have an 8-hour VIP day. So it really is up to the individual as to what they need and how they feel they want to, like, do you want to jump all in? Do you want to, you know, take baby
Right.
steps? It's up to the mom.
And what about the group ones?
I do group. We just started. It's Keys Lioness and
That's what I
Keys,
saw.
yeah, which is keep empowering yourself. We just started that one, and that one's going to be. And I said in there, it's going to be so cool and different because
Does everybody get a key?
what you don't know, yeah, everybody always gets a key. And for men that don't like the keychains, I have little tie tacks that are keys.
This is a manly keychain.
You'll be surprised.
Oh my gosh.
And so, I happen to have a few different, like 13 different licenses. So I actually teach. So this new group is actually going to teach fitness. It's going to teach cooking, which is one of the things that we moms have to go back to the basis of to get our kids and ourselves a little healthier. I'm teaching meal prep in that.
Nice.
My children are also bilingual, And so we're going to be teaching. Desiree will be in there teaching.
Wow, and here I barely know English.
I know. I hear Desiree will be on there with me. I'm actually an interpreter for the deaf. So
Very amazing.
We're gonna
So
teach
she's
sign
actually
language.
trilingual then, if she's.
Well, she's bi, and my other son is bilingual because he speaks Spanish. So my children are coming on with me into this group,
That
and we're
is
going to teach,
incredible.
baby steps and teach the moms how to communicate through sign language to help, out in society. Could be a 911,
That's amazing.
situation. And we always need Spanish. We're so close here in the culture. But my son, my 16-year-old, he'll be 17 next week. He'll kill me if I say that he's not going to be 17 next week. Dani, who is going to come into the group and teach Spanish. So we're all over there.
You are so incredible. I don't know where you get that strength, but this is when I'm tired one day, I'm just going to be like, Dani, she can do it, I can do it. Where can we order these books?
At Dani Keys Coaching, you could go there and you could just send me a message.
What about Amazon?
They are on Amazon.
Amazon and Dani's.
I have 3 actually, and they're all about my kids because again, I'm kids first, business second. But yes, you can get it on Amazon. But for all intents and purposes, if you come, because we're here today, if we come through the instant messenger on Facebook and they let me know they were here, they will get $6 off.
Yay, you guys hear that? So yes, $6 off. What do they have to say if they come to?
They're from Sparkle.
They're from Sparkle. So, hey, I like this. I got it for free. Yeah. Thank you so much, Dani, for coming. So next time we're gonna have to bring Desi. Hi, Desi.
I know.
I want you to come on the show. We're gonna make it happen for you.
We're gonna put a video up for you, just for that.
Thank you so much, Dani.
Yes, thank you
Thanks
for having
being
me.
on my show.